But later on in Genesis, it says, sons of God began to forsake their proper dwelling place and start cohabiting with women. The sons of God began to see women, that they were beautiful, and fell for the women. And this is where we get the idea of falling in love, because they fell from a higher position because of the women. And so consequently, I cannot picture myself seeing a woman being talked into bed by some hideous creature from another world, but good-looking, handsome men might do it. So consequently, it makes sense that the sons of God were good-looking, handsome men. Even the homosexuals thought they were good-looking, handsome men. The point being is that the angels, the sons of God, not the angels, but the sons of God, there were two of them that accompanied the Almighty God, the Creator, Yahweh, Jehovah. And what is this all saying? The bottom line, after everything is said and done, is quite simply this, that we are told that God, the Creator, had two accompanying angels with him. He went into Sodom and Gomorrah. They looked like men. They sat down. They had dinner. They could chit-chat with you. And and two of them left to go, and they all looked like men. And later on, the sons of God, who looked like handsome, good-looking men, they started messing around with women and had offspring. Well, their plumbing must have worked if they had offspring through females. So they must have been, for all practical purposes, a man. What is this saying? It's basically saying this. I believe that there is a modicum of truth in the story that's encoded in the book of Genesis. I think there is something there very important. I think that today there very well could be sons of God still here on the earth. We don't know what their lifespan is. We don't know how long sons of God, Elohim, or the Anunnaki, as the ancient Sumerians call them, we don't know how long they live. We have no idea what we're talking about here. All we know is the Bible is saying that there are extraterrestrials. And I have to tell you this, but that's the word, extraterrestrial, because God and the angels, or the sons of God, do not come from Van Nuys. They come from out there. They come from somewhere out there in, quote, heaven, end quote. So if they're coming from out there and they look like humans, and they can mess with women and have offspring, they can sit and have dinner with you, and they look like good and handsome men, but they're not from here, and they're not men. They just look like men. That begins to make sense to me that perhaps what we are seeing today in the Middle East, having to do with the Iraq, which Iraq was originally hundreds of years ago called Persia. Persia was called before that Chaldea. Chaldea before that was called Babylon. So what we're talking about is the king of Babylon. Now it begins to look like what's going on here is that our world is being run by very powerful men who care nothing whatsoever about human creatures. Do you care and worry yourself sick when you go to Kentucky Fried Chicken and think about how many innocent families were broken up, how many chickens had to die? You couldn't care less. They're just chickens. They're just animals. And so consequently, I think that the sons of God, the Elohim, Anunnaki, I don't care what name you give them, they are still here. I am totally convinced that we are now seeing in the Middle East, with the United States government doing what it's doing, with the rest of the world preparing for something, tohu vohu. I think what we're actually seeing is a profound, awesome, terrible tribulation coming when the gods are going to battle like two men fighting over a woman. The gods are going to battle for the ownership of us. And consequently, when you understand that Saddam Hussein is Persian, Persia is Chaldean, Chaldean is Babylon,